We have another NHL trade to discuss, the second one of the day. The Ottawa Senators have traded Nikita Zaitsev. What did they pay to move on from his contract? Was it worth it? And what is next? And that's coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have yet another trade to discuss, our second one here of the day. The Ottawa Senators have finally parted ways with defenseman Nikita Zaitsev, who has been long rumored to be a player the Senators wanted to move on from, find a first start, and put his cap hit towards better use. He's been traded over to the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, to take that contract off Ottawa's hands, Chicago did command a fairly hefty price tag, getting a 2023 second-round draft pick and a fourth-round draft pick 3 years down the road in 2026. So the Sens pay a couple of draft picks to the Blackhawks. They take Nikita Zaitsev. Ottawa gets, you got it, future consideration. So basically, nothing in return. This was a complete cap dump by the Senators. Contract, pay them to take a contract they weren't fond of. It was just that simple. Zaitsev got that 7-year contract from Lou Lamoriello when he was a GM in the Toronto Maple Leafs after coming over from Russia. He had a good start with Toronto, but it wasn't long before they signed him to a long 7-year deal. Wasn't too long before his popularity in Toronto faded, get traded to Ottawa in a complicated multiplayer deal with some contracts going both ways that weren't the best. And then Zaitsev really, for the most part, has struggled in Ottawa. He's had his moments where he's been decent, but certainly a bit of a lightning rod for criticism at times. And I think it's fair to say that he could probably benefit from a fresh start in a different market, to say the least. So the Senators free up $4.5 million in their cap because he's only signed for this year, but next year it's well. I mean, it's been rumored for the last number of weeks and months that the Senators have spoken to a variety of teams about moving this contract. I know the last update was probably a few weeks back where there was speculation that there was a couple of teams in the Western Conference that were like further west that were possibly interested in taking this on. Anaheim Ducks being the main team that was mentioned. There was discussions there. Certainly they weren't happy to take it because the Senators weren't offering enough of an incentive, I guess. That's probably fair to say. But even back last summer, I believe there was even a rumor quickly that he may go to Chicago. There was even talk, I think Matt Murray, when he was still with Ottawa, before he went to the Leafs, and before Peter Mrazek went from Toronto to Chicago, Chicago's goaltending had a big question mark on it. And there was some talk of maybe Chicago and Ottawa getting together on a deal involving multiple players. Of course, that never materialized. Murray went to the Leafs in a wholly separate trade. Mrazek went from Toronto to Chicago, and now Zaitsev makes his way to Chicago as well. Lots of rumors in Chicago with them maybe trading defenseman Jake McCabe, so they'll probably need a body to fill in. Plus, the blue line is not the deepest to begin with. I would imagine in the short term, though, the next big question is, what's next for Ottawa? Was this too steep of a price? There was a lot of talk that maybe this would happen in the offseason, or perhaps if they couldn't find a trade, if the prices were too high in the offseason, with 1 year remaining on his contract, they could consider a buyout. Wouldn't have been overly expensive, but at the same time, when you do buyout, you have 2/3 of the money over twice the period of time. So they would have had some form of a cap hit for next year and the year after, should they did a buyout at that point. So this does get the full salary off the books immediately. There was no salary retained by Ottawa. Chicago takes on the whole hit for the price that they made the Senators pay. So, like I said, it's a little hefty, at least it seems like it. But at the same time, will Ottawa take this available cap space now for this year and next and go find that other defenseman they've been so long looking for? There's rumors about Colton Parayko, which I'm going to be talking about in another video coming up here shortly on the channel. There have been rumored, hasn't been lately, but at one point they were heavily rumored to Chikrin in Arizona. We've heard Matt Dumba in Minnesota. I don't know what they're looking at, but there seems to me that they wouldn't do this now unless another D-man was coming in from somewhere else. So what's next for the Senators? Was this price too high? Should they have waited? Let me know your thoughts. At the end of the day, I'm sure Sens fans are happy to see the contract moved, but was it the right timing? Was the price right? And so on. Let me know down in the comments and we'll discuss further. And if you're new to the channel, of course, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with the latest news, rumors, and analysis of all 32 NHL teams. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.